heartbreak. What was the message to the team there in the post game?
Had our chances, we just gotta turn the page and be ready to go tomorrow. We got 12 hours to forget about this one and be ready to turn the page and be ready to go tomorrow. So we had plenty of chances to win that game. Instead of trying too hard, try less. I think guys are just really wanting to be the guy to finish it off instead of just taking what the game gives you and relax and trusting your confidence and your preparation in that situation. So disappointing. Obviously, we have bases loaded, nobody out there, and a chance to win it and at least tie it at the very least. And come away with the loss, that stings a little bit.
Was that the message about the situational hitting? Obviously, you guys had a lot of chances there. The runners in scoring position, the numbers were not good. Was that the message that guys just need to stop trying to do it all?
No, pressure's on the opposing pitcher, not on the hitter in those situations. So just it's learning process, development process. These guys will learn and continue getting better throughout the year. But today we weren't very good today.
Jacobs' fifth home run, giving up in 3 outings. What's the big adjustment for him to keep the ball low?
So if you keep the ball low, you're going against his strengths. So do you want to do that? I would trust what he does. He's going to give up a home run every once in a while here. It is what it is. His ball rides and he's got great carry. That's what makes him good. So I'm not going to get him away from that.
Looking at this bullpen here, it's Sean Fitzpatrick coming out for the 3rd straight time here this week. How much confidence do you have in him in big leverage spots?
Fitzy, he came in, closed the door against UCLA, a couple days ago. So I got all the confidence in the world in him. He's done a great job so far. He gave up the leadoff double there, and I think it was the 9th. I got behind 2-0 to a guy left on left matchup. It gets ahead with that guy. I'm pretty confident he puts him away. But when you fall behind, you put the hitter in a hitter's count, and he can sit dead red, and he did, and didn't miss it. So. Those are learning things for him as well, but I got a lot of confidence in Fitzy.
What went into the decision to use Fitzpatrick and Lucas Kelly in the 9th instead of Coger, who's been your closer for most of the season so far?
Well, there was, Coger threw the other day. Fitzy, leadoff hitter, was left-handed. I thought that was a good matchup for Fitzy, and Lucas was already hot. I didn't want to burn him without today without even using him. So he's been hot and was throwing bullets down there and has been throwing the ball outstanding. I felt confident with those two guys.
You're one hit or one strike away from closing out the game. You're one hit away from tying it and potentially winning it. What's going to happen next time in that scenario? Are you going to be able to finish the game off?
Just execute better. You tell me how you're going to finish the game off. You continue executing, and I told the guys that hopefully you're in that same situation tomorrow. I believe in these guys. They're going to be just fine. Today was stung a little bit. We had chances to win it and put it away. We just didn't. But you got to keep believing in yourself in those situations when you get into them to continue believing that you're going to get it done. You got to want to be in those situations, period, because in case you didn't notice, we're going to be in dogfights every night. I think just about every game we've played has come down to one pitch, here or there. So get used to it. We got to be comfortable with that situation because chances are we're going to be a lot more of those type of games. So good guys or champions rise up in those situations, and I'm confident in those guys in that locker room that they're going to be able to do that.
Despite this stinger, do you feel like this early season adversity and these stingers early on can make it a lot more easier down the road when this group has been in spots like this more often than not?
Well, this is college baseball, man. It's if you don't like these style of games, tonight stings a little bit because we came out on losing end, but if this isn't exciting baseball for you, then don't come watch baseball then, man. This is again, not that I'm happy with the loss, but this is it's exciting baseball all the way across the board. You look across the country at the scores, everybody's in a dogfight. I don't care if you're the #1 ranked team or the last ranked. It seems like anybody can beat anybody any given night. In college baseball right now, there's parity across the board. Everybody's tough. Minnesota has played nothing but top 10 teams in the country, and they've played them all down to a 1-run game or 2-run game, every single one of them. So that team's a lot better than their record indicates right now. So, end of the day, this is, again, college sports. It's fun. It's supposed to be intense, and it is. Regardless of the outcome, I've always told our guys, if you come and play with desire and passion that you're supposed to and represent, then the outcome will take care of itself. So Didn't work out for us tonight, but like I said, these guys are resilient, they'll bounce back, and this is a good learning process for them.
After the Austin P game, you mentioned that you thought Kyle was hitting a lot better than the numbers showed. A week and a half later, he's still hitting under 100, and he had his chance to stay in the bottom of the 10th and flew out. What adjustments does he need to make to really start putting the ball in play?
He lined out, putting the ball in play, he hasn't struck out all year long. So that's not the issue. The issue is, they keep throwing the numbers up there, and I'm sure the kid's thinking about it. But the bottom line is he's putting together good at bats. He lined out to right field his first at bat, got hit by a pitch, walked. He doesn't hit into double play. He's like the kid. I believe in the young man that he's going to get going. I wholeheartedly believe I could have very easily pinch hit for him there. But I trusted he was going to get it done. Now he didn't ultimately, but I believe in my guys. And he's a great kid. He works his tail off every day. I think he's one of 10 or 12 guys in the country that hasn't struck out. That was kind of my thought right there. He's not going to punch out. He's going to put the ball in play. He's a tough guy to double up. At worst, we're going to tie this game right here. Just didn't work out, but it's not due to a lack of me not trusting my guys.
Matt King started tonight, went 3 for 4. Does this kind of performance lead to potentially more starts for him down the road?
No, bottom line, I've said it all along. These guys we got a lot of competitive guys in there that want to play. And, the cream will rise to the top, and those guys will end up getting the majority of playing time. So, again, we're early on in this season. We're 10 games in. We need those guys to start getting going, in the middle, certainly. Matty had a great game tonight, and hopefully he continues to build on it.
You get Josiah in there at the end. He didn't start. I know you've talked about wanting to make sure that he's not overworked at points behind the plate. Was that behind the decision to bring him in, or was it something you just saw in the matchup?
No, Crum's been dealing with the hand issue. That's why he didn't play at UCLA. And didn't start tonight, but he said he felt a lot better today. We had some tests done that came back in his favor. So we knew there was nothing structurally wrong with it, but he told me today after batting practice that he could swing and he felt good swinging today. So I had already had intentions of having Briggsy start that game, and but I knew we could use him in a spot to pinch hit if we needed to.
Is that the plan again tomorrow? Is he potentially okay to catch at some point this weekend, or is that off the table?
He caught tonight.
Oh, he will. Yep.
Looking at Landon Harrison, the 5 spot, really trusting the freshman in a lot of big moments. What do you see from him and how much he's grown as his experience, not as much?
Well, he's a professional hitter as a freshman. Kind of, has tremendous hands, tremendous plate awareness, strike zone awareness, and I like him in kind of that middle of the lineup just to continue extending and making guys have to work to get an out. When you have Comp and Toby, in front of him and Zay behind him, and get Crom back in there. There's a lot of power threats, in a row. And sometimes it's nice to have that good long at bat in the middle of there too. So he's done a good job, put together good at bats. Again, he's another guy that hasn't gotten the results that the quality of bats has shown. So he's doing a good job.
Coach, you used 4 relievers tonight. How will that affect the bullpen's usage the rest of the series?
We got plenty of depth. Not worried about it.
Speaking of bullpen with Sean, he seemed a little frustrated after this one. Overall, the atmosphere in the dugout, how much do you think this group's fired up to come back and get a win tomorrow?
No, I've said it all along. These guys bounce back. They're resilient. They're not gonna roll over and die just because we lost a tough one tonight. They'll be back ready to go tomorrow.
Isaiah Jackson played well on both sides of the ball at plate in the field. What's it feeling as a coach to have a guy like that who can be good on both sides?
That's what we aspire to do, to be a complete player. So he's done a good job continuing to improve.
Coach, you talked about learning a lot for your players. What did you learn about your team in tonight's game?
There's no quit in us. We bounced back and had, like you said, we were 1 pitch away from winning it in the 9th. Gave up the lead, tied it, went to extras. They took the lead, and we bounced back and put ourselves in position to win the game. So, you know, we're not gonna roll over and die. We loaded the bases up, and again, we didn't come through with a big hit or, you know, big execution right there, but, we didn't come out and punch out 3 times and roll over and die. So, the facts are we continued to battle and put ourselves in that situation. So I'm confident if we continue to do that, guys will start coming through.
Thanks, Coach.